Welcome everybody, and we're live. This is Bashan Burrich from our wonderful Zero to Hero event. And if you have been following us with me, I've got Charlene Burke, who is my friend and partner in internet marketing. And today we've got a jam-packed session for you to help you in your efforts to better market your business, or if you're starting a brand new business, to show you how you can leverage the internet and marketing skills in order to bring more traffic to your business and help you in your journey to success. So we're going to start off today with Charlene talking a little bit about what is this thing that we call a sales funnel. So I'm going to hand it to her, and she's going to kick us off here. So go ahead, Charlene.
Okay, Bashan, thank you very much. So I'm sure most of you have heard of the term sales funnel, marketing funnel. If you haven't that often, it could have been recently, because that's all she and I have been talking about for the past couple of weeks, because that is part of the purpose of our weekend in Branson. So what is a marketing funnel? Well, specific to being online, it is a series of steps or events that you bring your prospect to more qualify them to the point that they become a customer. It is that simple. I want you to think about, the funnel that you use in baking. If you're in the restaurant business, you know what I'm talking about. All right, I have to give a little shout out to Neil. I think he's listening in today. Okay, a little wave. the restaurant guy. So a funnel is something that is large at top and comes down to the bottom. And we talk about that online because when we first initiate a campaign to bring people to a specific product or service we're trying to sell, we have a large market that we're putting it out to. So when we do that, what we have to realize is that 100% of those people are going to get the message, but only about 3% are ready to buy. 97% need to be led through a series of steps to get them more interested and more qualified, if you will, to satisfy their need for information so that they become a customer. So now, why should it be unique to your business? Well, I mean, I'm just saying it that way, I think it's pretty obvious. So if you're a restaurant owner, you're going to be having a completely different type of funnel than you would if you were a personal trainer or the writer of ebooks. So for example, for a restaurant, you might be selling gift cards, right? You're going to be sending the message out a variety of ways, through email, through social media, but you're selling gift cards for your restaurant. And that process and those steps people will take is going to be different than what the personal trainer is going to do. And it really doesn't have as much to do with the steps as it does with the market. It's your messaging. It's what they relate to. So what we talk about and what I do and what Sean does, for every time that I set up a new campaign, I am very mindful of who is it that we want to lead through the funnel, how do they talk, what are they interested in, what problem are we solving, and along the way we're telling them that. So we begin with spread the message. Then we say, oh, if you're interested, why don't you stop by to what we call a capture page. And that capture page, also known as a squeeze page, is the simple form that says, give me your name and your email address, and I'll be happy to send you more information. And that is what we call the first step into the funnel. You go from there, you transition into the other steps that lead to the final sale. Those other steps can include a video, maybe an introductory video or a bridge video between the capture page and the final sales page, again, depending on how quickly we want to guide people through. Could be a series of emails that are sent and leading somebody to do something, which is that call to action we talk about in marketing, which is, you gave me your email address, you expressed interest, and here's a series of communications for you. and some more information to help you make your decision, so that when you're ready, go ahead and come on over here and purchase something. So having it specific to the market and specific to the campaign you're running. What product or service are you offering? Because it doesn't make any sense for me to send Neil, the restaurant owner, a message saying that, you know, the personal trainer up in Upper Peninsula of Michigan is having a special on three workouts with her. You know, but she's not doing them online, she's doing them in person. That makes no sense. So that's a different message to a different market. Doesn't make any sense. So we start with, who are we talking to, what problem are we solving, and how are we going to get them initially to the top of the funnel? So we got the 100%, and then we narrow it down to those that are really interested in what we have to say. And we, in my experience, it roughly is about 3% goes straight through the funnel, straight to the bottom, and press click, I'm ready to buy. And the other 97% are saying, I'm right here, I'm not quite ready to buy yet, so keep talking to me. And that's what we do, you know. Now that's a general way. I'm going to throw it back to Vashon to see if she has any questions or anything she'd like to add to that.
Sure. Thanks, Charlene. So I think you've done a really great job of outlining the importance of a funnel and how it works. One of the things that I've noticed is that a lot of people think once you have somebody in that funnel that they're automatically going to just instantly become a sale. And the little known marketing secret that most people are not aware of is that it takes a lot of people at the beginning of that funnel in order to filter them down to becoming a prospect and then coming out the other end as a sale. So what's the key here? When you think about marketing, you need to think of it in a way that you're sorting. You're sorting those people out that right now aren't ready to buy. Now, later on, those same people might be willing to buy, but you may have just hit them at a time in which they're not there yet. So when you start getting people into your sales funnel, in other words, you're collecting emails and contact information, you want to maintain contact. And I know that Charlene mentioned those emails. So important to have that touch point, a minimum of 3, and I would say on average 7 touches before you are able to turn someone into a sale. Now, with that in mind, some products and services may take even longer than that, especially if it's a high ticket item. Like for instance, I'll give you a great example. Recently, we had to buy a new chair. We had a chair that just kind of disintegrated over time. It was a favorite chair. And I was not even in the market for furniture at all. And you know, furniture ads would show up and things like that online and in various other places, but they were just out of sight, out of mind because I wasn't in the market. But later on, now that I have a need, I remembered, oh, I had seen this ad for, you know, I'm not going to name the name, but some big furniture store here in my local area. And all of a sudden now I wanted to go into that furniture store. And I would have never even thought of them had they not been constantly promoting themselves in front of me. And now it has jogged my memory because I'm actually on their mailing list. Now I'm starting to pay attention and I'm interested in what they have to sell. So hopefully that helps you for those of you that are really trying to hone down your marketing sales funnel. Charlene, did you have anything else to add before I bounce on over to the top 3?
I would like to expand just a wee bit on when you said those multiple touch points, and that it's not just email, that in some cases we have a combination of video that's on social media. You have video in-house, you know. You have your offline that is supporting your online efforts. The idea being to get them further in to the point of what you want them to do during that specific campaign. And I wanted to clarify that a campaign, what I'm talking about, is for a specific product or service. You may be, well, I'm going to go back to the restaurant, which means that you specialize in burgers and you have these tons of recipes and these burgers that are just outrageous and awesome and fabulous. And but you want to focus in on the one that is brand new. Maybe somebody in the crew had come up with a new product for the menu, and that's the only one you want to focus on. So that's different than saying just come to my store and have a burger. Now we want them to have a specific burger. So everything about that funnel is going to be about that burger. Just as Vashon was saying that she's now ready to purchase a chair, she had been exposed to a lot of branding things in a variety of places, but when it came time for the chair, she knew exactly where to go and how to get there because of the specific messaging that had been sent to her through search queries and what have you. So again, unique to the business in terms of branding, unique to the campaign in terms of what's the end result we want. We want them to purchase a product or a service specifically, not just a general come on by and say hi. Back to you, Vashon.
All right, I think I was muted there. Thanks again, Charlene, and what a great way to follow up with how that all works. I did have one thing I wanted to show you all that I thought might be helpful, and this is actually a visual of a sales funnel, and it attaches or includes all the elements that Charlene so eloquently spoke of. So I'm going to flip my screen around here. Give me just a moment, and I will show you what I've got pulled up on my screen. Give me just a second here. All right, and Charlene, just let me know when you can see my screen.
I can see it.
Okay, so I found this funnel and I just thought this was a brilliant illustration of how the whole marketing sales funnel really works. And you can see from the visual, it includes the elements that Charlene was mentioning. You know, you've got your email marketing. This is a way of actually generating leads because you're constantly in front of your audience. Then you've got your search engine marketing, which can be a variety of different things that you do there, be it video, you know, be it ads that you have posted on various sites or through Google Ads and things like that. And then, of course, you've got the whole wide world of social media marketing, which is, as you know, it's one of the most popular ways to market right now because of the value. You can get a lot of bang for your buck if you're marketing actively on social media. Okay, once you get your leads, now you're driving those folks in your messages to your website or to your sales pages, or both, a combination of both. And that's how you start converting those folks into, you know, actual customers. And so here's the deal, and this is the part that a lot of people miss as well, is once you get a sale, it's not the end of the game. Because your whole, at least my whole goal as a marketer, is to create a fan club. Basically, I want a rabid tribe of people that follow me and support each other because we are like-minded. We have similar likes, similar dislikes, and because of that, they're going to follow me for a lifetime. That's the goal, right? So now I have multiple opportunities to follow up and sell other things to them. One of your biggest money makers is actually repeat business. And you know, people that are repeat business or repeat buyers, those folks are ideal because you know that number one, they're already a fan. Number two, they already trust you. And number three, you know, you are solving the problem that they have or a series of problems. So they want whatever it is that you're offering that fits into your brand. And then finally, you've got, of course, more sales that come from that. So I really hope that this helps to illustrate to you how the whole sales and marketing process works. And the nice thing is, and you've probably heard of this through our emails, is that Charlene and I are going to do an event, a live event here in Branson, Missouri. I actually live in Branson, Missouri. I'm going to flip my screen back around. Give me a second. There we go. So I live here in Branson, Missouri, and Charlene and I collaborated at a recent event that we were at, and we decided one of the things that could help business owners is to meet here in Branson and show you step by step how you can build out a sales funnel, a working sales funnel in a weekend. And our goal is to literally walk you through it, looking over your shoulder, and by the end of the weekend, you'll have a working, fabulous, cutting-edge sales funnel that can help take your business to the next level. That's our goal. We're going to share more about that towards the end of today's webinar. But I wanted to get into something I alluded to earlier, and that is, what are 3 marketing elements to improve your success and results when you're putting together an online sales plan? So number 1, if you're ready, if you're taking notes, number 1 is to know your audience and brand. This is probably where most people miss the boat completely. And the reason they miss the boat is a lot of people take what I call the shotgun approach to marketing, and that is they're trying to spread their message to everybody, all walks of life. It's just, if you know anything about shotguns, it just spreads a spray of little BBs everywhere. And that's the same thing that a lot of marketers are doing. They basically have this mentality that if I spread my message to the world, eventually I'm going to get some bites. And that's the equivalent of, trying to hit everyone. And like in fishing, I don't know if there's any fishermen or women out there. That's the equivalent of throwing a million hooks out there and with a worm on it and expecting to catch a certain type of fish. And if you know anything about fishing, certain fish will not bite a worm. They'd rather have something else. And so here you are, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your effort, you're wasting your money on a plan that's just not going to work. Okay? So what should you be doing? You should be targeting, extreme targeting of your brand and your product to only those people that fit and are part of your market. Okay? Now, who are those people? If you haven't done a deep dive into what your brand is and your audience, I'll give you a hint. It's you. You're looking for people that are like you, that have the same types of values, the same likes, the same dislikes that you have. And you may think, oh, there's nobody out there in the world that's like me. I am completely unique. There is not a soul that's identical to me as far as my likes and dislikes. Well, au contraire, there are a number of people that have the same hobbies, the same interests, the same business, the same needs, the same problems that you have already solved. So here's the thing. How do you hit those folks? Well, you hit them by targeting them as if you're speaking to yourself in your marketing. And you are going to polarize people that way. And I'll give you an example of somebody who does, this is an advertiser that does a really great job of polarizing the market. And that's Hardee's. Yes, the fast food joint, Hardee's. I'm sure you've all seen their commercials. They are very sexy commercials, usually with extremely attractive women in them, eating a big Hardee's burger. And, they've had some with even Paris Hilton, I think was one of their first commercials, where she's in a scantily clad in a bikini, and she's washing a car and then eating this big Hardee's burger. I know you've seen this. Now, who do you think they are targeting? I'll give you a hint, it's not hot women, okay? They are targeting their perfect audience. And do you know who their perfect audience is? Their perfect audience are the construction workers, okay? They are younger guys. Most of them are, mid-20s to maybe late 30s. They're young, strong men who they found that this group of people comes through and they buy the most hamburgers and the most drinks, and they like a big high-calorie meal because they are working their tails off during the day. So how do you target those types of men? With attractive women, number one, right? And with a type of advertising campaign that polarizes other people. I mean, a young woman is going to see that, and sometimes women will get offended if they see an advertisement like that. Okay, but they know their audience, and you know what happened? They were a dying restaurant chain. They were completely a dying chain. I don't know if you guys remember back in the late 90s, they almost went under. And that was because they were not targeting their market. They were trying to be a McDonald's or Burger King and hit everybody. Now, when you get really big, obviously you can hit just about everybody. But in their case, they were trying to compete with too much competition. Once they narrowed it down, and they narrowed it down to their audience, their stocks, everything just hit the roof. They started doing really well. And here's the interesting thing. They started pulling in other markets. So they target to these men, but now other people are eating at Hardee's because there's kind of a fallout of more popularity, the more brand recognition. Now they're getting more business. So I just love their campaigns because it's brilliant. They know their audience, they know their brand, and they're targeting them directly. So take notes on that if you haven't been looking at those types of things. Okay, so number 2, I know I went kind of long on that, but it's a really powerful one. If you don't know that, you're not going to be successful. So number 2 is to have a mentor to model. Okay, why is this so important? Because I think all of us, when we go out there and we market, we think what we put out there is just great. How many of you have put something out there, you thought it was fabulous, and then it goes out there and it completely bombs? I know somebody's had that happen. I've had it happen. Okay, so why does it do that? Why does it bomb? Well, you need somebody that is already successful, that is already doing what you're doing or hope to achieve in your business and in your life, and follow them. It doesn't mean you have to know them personally. When I think of a mentor, it could be somebody that I'm just following online, or somebody that it's even a competitor who I'm watching and seeing what they're doing. And then I might do exactly what they're doing for a little while, and then I might change it. Because once you see what's working, then you can modify that to hit more of your targeted market. But I also have noticed that the mentors, I have a lot of mentors, but the mentors that I do know personally and I talk to on a regular basis, they inspire me and help me to reach the next level in my business. So no matter what type of fabulous sales funnel that you plan on putting together or that you have right now, if you don't have a mentor that you can bounce ideas off of and go to when the going gets tough, then you're shooting yourself in the foot, because you need people to help you guide the way. And we can only become better than who we are today by having people that help us stretch. Every day you need to be stretching in your life and in your business, okay? So that was 2, having a mentor. So 3, and these aren't necessarily in the same order. I mean, you could move them around. It's so important to have these 3 elements though. And the third one is to offer a solution to their problem. And this is to your audience or brand. So you really need to think about, no matter what business you're in, think about the pain points that your audience has and what it is that you offer that's going to solve that pain point. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example, and this was where it really hit home for me, and I got this from my mentor, one of them, and that was, I used to say in my marketing that I was hitting people who had a need to build an online business. And my mentor says, stop right there. You just used the word people. And I said, yeah, so? She said, stop using the word people, because that you're trying to hit everybody again. You need to narrow down what people you're trying to hit. Don't just use the word people. So anytime that I market now, if I see the word people in a marketing campaign, I pull it out and I replace it with who they are. So here's an example. Maybe I'm marketing to not people, but single mothers who are looking for a way to make a living from home using online marketing. Isn't that more powerful than just saying I'm looking for people? So when you start thinking about problems and pain points, make sure that you actually are targeting your brand and not people. And as far as the pain points are concerned, these should be things that you've already overcome with your business. If you currently are experiencing that pain point in your business, don't market to it, because it'll show in your marketing that you don't have the solution yet, and it's going to turn people away. So make sure whatever it is that you're marketing, you've already had success in solving this with other people or with yourself. And I said people, but I mean with your brand, with your audience, okay? So think about that pain point, think about the solution, and target that specifically when you're going out there and putting together your marketing plan. Let me give you one more tip before we go into a little bit more about our Branson event, and that is start looking at other advertising and emails and sales funnels that you run into that are online. And then make a folder on your computer and call it the copycat folder. And the whole purpose of this folder is to take screenshots of things, of marketing campaigns that are working well or that appear to have, you know, exactly what you are hoping to do in your business. And I do this all the time. I'll take screenshots of really great ads. I will copy emails, and then I will put them in my copycat folder. And then when I'm ready to do something similar, I will take that and I will basically reverse engineer it for my own use. So I want to be very clear, I'm modeling what they're doing. I'm not copying, because I don't believe in, you know, plagiarism or anything like that. But you can get some great ideas from other marketers on how to word things, colors that they use, you know, what things in the email stand out, you know, what's the format that they use, and then go in and reword it using the words and lingo and language that your customers use in their businesses and how you talk, and put it together in a similar format. And you'll find right there is one of the easiest ways to start building some incredible marketing campaigns, just by modeling others that are already a success. All right, so I probably talked your ear off now with my 3 marketing elements. I'm going to hand it back over to Charlene. She's going to talk a little bit about our live event.
Thank you, Vashon. Loved those 3 elements that you discussed. I wholeheartedly agree. Whether you're a solopreneur, if you're the owner of a restaurant, or you have multiple facilities out there, you can't do it by yourself. I love the piece about the mentorship. I have the privilege of being followed by others and sought after for guidance, and I'm happy to give it. And that's one of the reasons why I love live events, as the one being the presenter and the trainer, is because having attended, I know the value, but also as the trainer and the person showing you and guiding you, it is incredible the energy that I get and what additional things I learn, because I get to learn from the people that are working with us. So this upcoming event, I just got to tell you, it is going to be fabulous. And, you know, part of it is because I'm going to be there. The other part is because Vashon's going to be there, you know, and I understand we're going to have barbecue night, you know. Is going to be one of the gatherings, so that's going to be fun, you know. So it has an element of fun. But in all seriousness, I am a true believer in live events, especially one like this. I recently went on one. I go on one at least once a year. Sometimes it's a couple times a year. I do my own trainings at other events. And the reason I am such an advocate is that you get hands-on, and you get hands-on guidance, you get hands-on ideas, and it's not just from me or Vashon, it's from the other attendees. So as we're sitting there with our laptops, bandying ideas about, suddenly a light bulb will go off, somebody across the table from you, oh, that's what you mean. And the joy for me is watching them furiously type on their laptop, because suddenly it makes sense and they're able to connect the dots and, you know, move themselves a little further along in the process we're working people through. But it's been shown, you know, neurologically, it's been shown. Maybe next time I'll come in with some slides so I can actually show you what I'm talking about. You know, there's been research that's been done that the best learning environment is one in which you're listening, you're physically doing something, so that's the writing part or the typing on a laptop. You're visually seeing something. And then there's the physical environment of others that are doing the same thing, that are adding to your energy. You will walk away with so much more knowledge and confidence than you would have had you attended this via an online summit. Now, I'm not going to say that online summits are bad. I attend them, and I have them myself, just as we're having a webinar here. I am going to say that to take something to the next level, for me to be able to move my business forward, for me to be able to apply things in my business, both technically in terms of running my business, but also in things like this, where it's marketing things and it's learning what's happening online and getting with experts, people who have done it, to be able to sit there and ask those questions. Oh my goodness. So recently, an event that I went to, you know, a presentation was done about video and YouTube specifically, and some changes with Facebook. So the combination, right? And I'm listening, and I'm up to speed on most of it, and I'm writing notes, and I've got some things going on a laptop, and I have a fellow next to me who nudges and say, hey, did you know that? I said, what? They just said this about Facebook. I said, no. When did that happen? Yesterday. Oh, well, okay, so what are we going to do? Presenter goes into, what are we going to do about that? You know, so I had an answer right in front of me. After he was done, and we had walked through a few things on our own, we were able to raise our hand and ask the questions. And we were writing our questions as the presentation went along so that everybody could have something to ask, and he was answering them as best he could, because sometimes it takes some more time. But then he would say, meet me afterwards, because I will be here. So there's the value to me for this event. We're going to have, this is what I'm going to ask you to do. Have your pen and paper out, and I want you to write questions as I'm talking you through this particular process or this particular tool we're talking about. And when I'm done, then you'll have your questions in front of you, and we can start talking about them. And if it looks like that the question's going to go into another hour of explanation, or more than my coming to your laptop and saying, I think you misunderstood something, why don't you try this? Or may I recommend you do this instead? If it goes further than that, I will tell you, you know what? Let's talk right after this. We've got a break coming up. Be happy to talk to you. Or, even better, let's get together tonight. You know, we're going to have barbecue tonight. Come on over after dinner. You know, let's sit and chat. I'm there. And that's the value. I mean, it doesn't stop at the last session, and then we go to dinner, and Vashon and I are, you know, riding in the woods on our horses or going fishing. It doesn't stop. That's what I love about live events. You're going to have access to us, you know, and we'll tell you, we're going to have to put this on hold for a moment, and it's simply because time constraints related to the other attendees. But guess what? I'm going to have time for you later on, and there's going to be other ways to connect with us afterwards. But that, to me, is the big thing, that you're going to have access to us. You're going to get your questions answered, and it's right there, you know, face to face. You get to see us in person and talk privately if we need to. And the other one is just, I just got to tell you that it's just been proven. If you're sitting amongst other people with the same goals, same kind of energy, yours raises, and you're physically doing something while you're hearing, while you're watching, you are going to retain 50 to 60% more than you would if in a situation like this. You might walk away with one thing from this webinar. If we were live, you'd be walking away with 4 to 5 things. Back to you, Vashon.
Thanks, Charlene. And yes, I mean, as you can tell, I mean, it is so valuable to get to those live events, because when you're at those live events, I mean, it's like she said, you have the opportunity to get those questions answered that you have. Not only that, you have the capability of having somebody look over your shoulder and help you with a problem that you might be having with setting up your funnel or anything related to your online marketing campaign and social media. So I'm really looking forward to it. So what I want to share now are the details of this big event that we're holding in Branson. If you missed last Friday, this will be all new to you. If you were on last Friday's hangout that Charlene and I had, then you know today is a super special day, because today is the deadline for the early bird pricing. At midnight tonight, the early bird pricing, it goes away, and it's going to go up. The cost, everything is going to go up. And it's simply because we have to meet our deadline with the resort here locally. And so in order to meet that deadline, we offered the early bird to get people in quickly. And then we have some spots left now in order to meet the final deadline. So let me tell you about what's going to happen here. The name of our event is the Zero to Hero, Create an Online Marketing Funnel That Works. Now, you've probably seen the pictures. We have 7 adorable, cozy log homes in this very high-end resort here in Branson, Missouri that are reserved right now. Now, these log homes, the inside of them, there are 2 bedrooms, 2 king-size beds, as well as pull-out couch, full kitchen, the whole works. It's in a beautiful setting, lots of trees and woods, but yet it's right there in Branson, the heart of Branson, which is, if you're not familiar with the Branson area, this is an entertainment mecca. There are theaters, there are activities, there's horseback riding and fishing. There's a massive lake called Table Rock Lake that Branson sits right up against. There's shopping galore if you're into that. So there's a variety of things. There's a variety of things that are going on that you can really get involved in, and I'm so looking forward to sharing, what's here. But let's talk about the event itself. The event itself, it starts on Friday, July the 17th. Now, on Friday, July the 17th, it's going to start at 1 o'clock, and we will be serving lunch. We're going to be serving 4 meals throughout the weekend. Now, other meals we can take you to or be optional, but you will have lunch on Friday, and it's an opportunity for you to get to know all the other attendees, get to know Charlene and I, and to also, just see the resort and really see what you're going to be in and immersing yourself in while we're together at this retreat, because that's really the environment that Charlene and I are aiming for here. We want an online marketing retreat rather than just a stodgy conference in a hotel room. So we're really making this special because to us, we like living life, not just being worker bees all the time. We really enjoy our life. So after lunch, we're going to go to a fully interactive overview and training of what makes a really good online marketing sales funnel. We'll finish that up. We'll give you all kinds of great content on Friday evening and afternoon. And then right afterwards, we're going to have a barbecue supper that's catered for you. That's another meal that's provided for you, and that'll be provided on the porch at our cabin. So what a great environment to share in, is to have a nice barbecue meal with the other attendees and just hanging out together and getting to know one another and swapping stories and ideas on how we can make our businesses even better. Okay, then on Saturday morning, we start at 8 a.m. with breakfast. If you're a breakfast lover, you'll love, we have a full spread. It's not just your continental breakfast. We got a full breakfast. And then at 8:30 to noon, we're going to be doing hands-on training. We're going to help you build out your marketing sales funnel. Everything from the design, the framework, putting it together, helping you put together a video and things like that that will help you in your branding. So we're going to be working on that. Then we'll take a break for lunch. Lunch is also provided. Then we'll come back at 1 o'clock, and we're going to go into marketing strategies. So it's one thing to have that marketing funnel all put together. It's a totally different thing to know, where do you promote this funnel? So we're going to show you the best strategies that are working for Charlene and I in our businesses, and we're going to show you the follow-up techniques, which is the email side of it, and other follow-up techniques in order to help get more traffic to you in your business. And then finally, we have a little bonus that we're going to be offering at the end of the day on Saturday. I will not give it away, but you will not believe that we're giving this away as part of this event. It is so valuable, and it's going to help you in your business and life so much more. Finally, we do have an optional event on Saturday evening, and I'm really hopeful that all the attendees will want to do this because it's so fun, and that is, we're going to go out on the Branson Belle Dinner Cruise. So this is just a fun event, just to get out and enjoy the lake. And there's a beautiful paddle boat called the Branson Belle, goes out on Table Rock Lake, and they serve dinner, and there's also a show. So it's a great opportunity to see the lake, see an amazing show, a dance and song show, and then from there, just get to know each other and have a good time. Then next morning, Sunday morning, we have an 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. coffee and conversation just on our porches at our cabin, just talking, answering any questions that maybe you didn't get answered during Friday and Saturday. And then we check out from the hotel by no later than, or hotel, from the cabins, no later than 11 a.m. So it's going to be a jam-packed weekend, lots of great value and content. And you're going to make some new friendships too, because here's the thing, we're keeping this small. There are only 30 total attendees that'll be at this event. So it's very small, it's intimate, it's a retreat-like environment, and you're gonna come away from this with not only some amazing skills to be able to take away and grow your business, but with some amazing friendships and networking opportunities that you'll find, and I know Charlene has found this as well, that everybody that comes to events like this, and I don't want to say like this because this is probably one of the most unique events you'll ever attend, but everyone that comes away from events, you meet people that have certain strengths that you don't have. You know, maybe people are, the people that are there, maybe they're more technical than you are. Maybe someone is more creative and they have a graphic design background. Maybe they are just a tremendous person at getting leads. They're just incredible at getting sales leads and things like that. So you'll find people like that at these events, and you can network with them and then utilize each other's strengths to help make everyone's business better. I do that all the time. Every time I go to an event, I make notes as to who I met and what skills they have, because honestly, you never know when you can't help somebody else or that they might be able to help you. And so it's a really great way, and that's one of the major benefits of getting to live events. So I know you're probably wondering, okay, Bashan and Charlene, this sounds great. What's the bottom line? What is this going to cost me in order to attend this event? Well, right now we are still in the early bird pricing until midnight tonight. Early bird pricing is $594 per person. So less than $600, and you get 4 meals, you get all your room and board there paid for. That includes your ticket to the event. That's everything out the door. Only thing you got to worry about is getting to the event, right? So I think it's a really great deal. We tried to keep it as affordable as possible. I personally have been to events that have cost over $1,500 just for me, and that did not include my room and board and everything else and food. That was just for me to attend the event. So it's really affordable. And then after midnight tonight, that will jump up because of our deadlines. So get now and secure your spot, because again, there's only 30 spots available, and with early bird pricing ends at midnight. So what happens at midnight? At midnight, the price jumps up $100 per person. It's going to jump up to $694, and that'll run until June 12th, which is our final deadline in order to get in. So I'm really looking forward to meeting you. I'm glad you stuck in here to watch our webinar. Hope you got some great value from today. And I'm gonna let Charlene wrap us up, put a bow on it, and we'll call it a good afternoon. So Charlene, back to you.
Thank you, Bashan. Am I on? Okay, excellent. Okay, so I'm excited again. These things I love doing. I love, again, I love attending, and I love the training part. So I'm thrilled that Bashan and I are going to be doing this in July. What can I say? You know, you have a sales funnel now. You know you do. Whether it's working or not is the question. I have a feeling it's not working as well as you would like it to. And what that tells me is that you need to be at the event. Because if you want to increase sales, you want to increase brand awareness, you need to have a funnel that does those, and we can do that. We do it with our own businesses. I do it for other people, and what we do works. It works. And what the beauty of, again, the beauty of the live event is that regardless of the stage in business that you are, you may have multiple sales funnels going right now. But wouldn't it be nice to have another pair of eyes to take a look at it and make one little tweak, and suddenly you've increased 30%? Maybe a 30% response rate instead of a 20%? Wouldn't that be great? To me, that's the value of a live event. Got a completely objective set of eyes that are able to help you and walk you through what works and to identify that which is broken. And there are some things that break in a sales funnel. And sometimes we're not able to see that. So what I want to do to you right now is to put in your mind, get you thinking that you need to be one of the 30 people that's working with us in July. You need to be one of them. There's room, not a lot, but there's room at the early bird pricing. So I want to encourage you to take out that credit card because I know you want to. It's been sitting there next to you. I want you to take out that credit card and go ahead and click through to purchase your seat for Branson, July 17th through 19th. And join me and Vashon and get your sales funnel up and running so that you can take your business to the next level. Again, I really want you to be one of those 30. I think you can do it. I think it's as simple as grab the purse, grab the wallet, join us. Look forward to meeting you, spending time with you, breaking bread, eating a great barbecue. Is that good stuff or what? And doing what I love to do most, which is online marketing. So that wraps it up. Questions, concerns, anything like that, you've got our information because you've got the email for us. Look forward to seeing you. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good afternoon.